Welcome back here, CT Sports Now, and the middle chair occupied now by another guest.
Let me ask you a quick question. Sean Patrick Bowley from Game Time CT. Are you going to be covering the golf?
The golf?
The Travelers Championship?
No.
Okay, so that's why we had to have you in. We had to have you in because, like, the high school season's coming down. We were, like, it's going to be a long summertime, so we had to stretch out our Sean Patrick Bowley visits. So anyway.
You were the only ones who that's nice of you.
No,
my mom is like.
Get him out of here.
Well, we don't want you for dinner. We just want you no.
So let's talk about the lacrosse because you spent a good chunk of the whole season covering lacrosse, but all day out at Brian McMahon High School. So thoughts. It kind of went, as we talked about last week when you were here, kind of went just as we all thought it would.
Yeah, I think the only surprise was Darien absolutely just destroying Wilton and winning their 5th title in 6 years. I think that was the only thing that we really thought was surprising. I thought Wilton would give them a better game. But, you want to talk about redemption stories and things like that. Darien certainly is it. They lost to Wilton in the FCX semifinals. They lost 2 games back-to-back. It wasn't like, I said it all year long, it wasn't a vintage Darien team, but holy smokes. They came out on fire, and they were a little stuck in their craw that Wilton wanted to come out and prove, they said so, that the Darien victory that they had, it wasn't a fluke. And Darien's like, you know what? We're Darien. We're going to show you what, I think the exact quote from Sam Craig, the junior defenseman. What was, he said, oh God, I can't remember now what he said. Oh, he said that, that was, we want to show you what real championship winning is all about. And they went out and did it.
And Jeff Braymeyer, the head coach of Darien, after the game said, we had some corrections to make, and we made them.
Yeah, he's the
and that's what they did. They made the adjustments that they needed to make. Everyone was kind of following the blueprint that Richfield had laid down in the championship game last year.
And they wanted to do that.
Yeah,
Wilton.
and that the people saw how you can beat Darien, and Darien made it clear that wasn't going to happen.
No,
in this championship
he's the best coach in Connecticut.
Guy who was like a swim coach, wasn't he?
Right? For a guy who
just can coach. I don't care what's
guy who wanted the baseball job at Darien, wasn't going to get it, so he's like, let me just try this lacrosse thing in 1984, and look where we are now. I mean, listen, I'm sure if you had another chance to play Ridgefield last season, they probably would have found a way. They weren't going to have that this year. They wanted to get out quick. They wanted to get defensive. They moved a lot of guys in and out. Depth was a big part of it. So, it was really impressive. Other than that, I thought the best game was St. Joseph.
Yeah.
Bacon Academy really showed up.
When they tied at the half?
It was tied at half. It was 3-3. And the zone was kind of frustrating St. Joseph a little bit for Bacon Academy. Bacon Academy had more All-State players in Class S than St. Joseph did, and St. Joseph was kind of like, you know what, we have something to prove too. We're the defending champs, and we're going to show you what winning championships is all about here. It was 3-3 at halftime, and then they basically scored 6 straight goals to put that game away.
And they didn't really. It was like 8 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yeah,
when they started the scoring. Yeah,
it was 5-2, but St. Joseph's Kyle Burbank made this outstanding save right in front of the cage to end the third quarter, and that was it. The Bank Academy didn't score in the second half, and St. Joseph won its second straight title. So,
is there has the gap been closed a bit between North and South in the state?
A little. It's getting better. Bacon Academy going there and showing up was a really big step. And I think that there are other teams. Yeah, there are other teams.
Summers has had good teams year after year, but you're going to always have kind of an upstart team in there, and Bacon Academy was it. But if you look at the semifinals from the state championships in Class L, it was all FCAC.
Yeah, it was all FCAC. It's still an FCAC done. It's not. It's going to be that way for a while, but it's getting bigger and bigger. I think they want to move it out of McMahon now. I think that's what I heard. That's the idea. They want to move the championship out of McMahon and put it at a
There's some discussions from what I understand.
There are
Glenn
totally.
Longarini from the CIAC. I asked him about it earlier because I've heard the same.
Yeah, that's what they want to do. I mean,
they want to move it up into the state.
They want to move it to a more central location. Bacon Academy, let's be honest, had to make a really tough trip down to McMahon in Norwalk, and there's like a bridge almost down.
Yeah, but let's face it, from Colchester, anything's a long drive.
Yeah, it's true. But, maybe playing at Yale. I think, how about playing at Yale, the Yale lacrosse stadium? That place is great.
Reese Stadium would be a beautiful spot.
Let's not forget, we're going to skip skip over them. Let's not forget New Fairfield. I mean, what a dominant performance they had.
Girls and boys.
Girls,
I don't know what they're feeding those kids up there in New Fairfield.
Marty Morgan and the programs, they do an amazing job up there. And listen, Weston had played them twice before, and it was a blowout both times. Weston in it a little early here, but at the end of the day, it was just their defense that's the most underrated part of this team. The defense of New Fairfield with Alviti and James Leary, they were tremendous as they should have been. And Brennan Hart didn't really have to do much. Their goalie didn't have to do much. It was just kind of a runaway for them. They repeat as champs. Darien back on top. How about some of the goals, by the way? You guys didn't have it. But how about
the three-quarter of the
three-quarter shot by Sam? Yes. The goals in this championship weekend were more impressive than the actual results. There were some insane goals there. Sam Wilson from Darien had a crazy one. Dylan Hanley from New Fairfield on his knees on a hook shot into an empty net.
Yes. Thank you for pointing that out.
Fun, I know. Well, your guy was like, I didn't get it. I'm like, I got it, man. You guys could have it. That's okay.
Yeah.
But it was great. It was a tremendous.
I did see your shot on Twitter, though. Thank you for putting it there. It was a heck of a goal. But listen, New Fairfield, these kids that are graduating now, many of the senior guys, they played together from the time they were in early grade school. Yeah. And to see them go out with back-to-back championships like that, it's a nice story because these kids really did grow up together. Yeah. And the coach really was coaching his son and his son's buddies from the time they were very young.
Yeah, and they've been doing that all year, and I mean, it's just when a small town gets together, thereabouts. A small town gets together and they dedicate themselves to a certain sport. That's the result. You see that at Summers. You see that at Darien.
I say we have this CT Sports Now Game Time CT Invitational, and we invite Darien to play New Fairfield.
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh, what a tremendous! That would be tremendous. There's Brendan Hart making saves. Yeah, that would be tremendous. Mike Fornabile, my cohort, he suggested the same thing. That'd be great. Maybe have a champions tournament like they do in Jersey or something like that for lacrosse. I mean, I'm still kind of that old school. I think there are still levels. They need to play in levels, not really classes here, but. Hey, whatever.
Well,
it's all good.
It's class level. I think it's the same. You're talking semantics. Well, if you had
levels,
if you had actual levels, would New Fairfield be in the top level?
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know.
Would St. Joe's be in the top level?
They would be in maybe the second level. I think. I mean, again, I made a big stink about St. Joe's playing classes. I still believe they don't really belong in that term. But again, the program itself fits into that mold, into that Class S mold. They're not quite. But here's the thing: they had a lot of depth, and the depth was too much for Bacon Academy, which hadn't.
And they're all freshmen and sophomores.
And my God, they're going to be really good for years to come.
They
need to make a move up the FCAC ladder a little bit, I think. Yeah. St. Joseph. I mean, they can't be getting blown out by. Some
but
of the better
look
teams
at Wilton. Wilton was injured, and they lose 1-6 or 7 to start the year.
Yeah, but they only lost by 1 goal in many of those.
And they had some overtime losses.
But
there as well.
Listen, St. Joseph had a tremendous season there. I mean, Meg, the great defender. Their goalie, Burbank, was great. I mean, and they got some young guys, so they're going to be fun to watch next season. But we'll see. It was a fun season. I love it. Back on the lacrosse trail, I enjoyed it very much.
Good stuff. I guess we'll see you again in football season, Sean.
Yes.
Put your pads on. Strap it on.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more here on CT Sports Now. Sean Patrick Bowley. Thank you, bud.